Hey everybody, welcome back to the video. In this one, we're gonna be learning about message boxes. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video, and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So basically, whenever we start off the video, we're just basically gonna focus on the definition first. But for these message boxes, they're basically kind of like no definitions. Basically, there's a definition for a message box, but the only thing we just have to learn is basically it's a box that displays a message. It can be info, or it can be asking us the user input, and it also can be a warning message. So there are a lot of types of messages, and it also can be error too. So there are a lot of types, and let's see an example using these. So first, I'm going to import the tkinter module, and then I'm also going to import the message box. So let's just do that real quick. So from tkinter, import the message box. So that's how you do it after you import your tkinter module, and then we're going to create our window. So let's just do that, and then I'm also going to run this. So let's just do that really quick, and I guess that should be it. So we created a window and stuff, but normally whenever we learned about labels or even buttons, so first to create a button, I'm just gonna do button equals button, and that's what you do, right? And for label, you just do label equals label. But this message box is kind of different. It happens when it triggers, so when specific thing is triggered. So let's say I have a command inside this button, and then whenever I click it, it's gonna appear the message box. So that's how message boxes work. So I'm gonna create this button. I'm just gonna keep it because I created it. So I'm gonna have my window equals my first argument. And then I'm gonna have a text, so let's just keep some text as, let's just say, click me to show message box. So whenever you click it, it's gonna show the message box, to show the message box. And I guess that should be it. So we're not done yet, by the way, because we just created text, and now we're gonna have a command. So let's just do that really quick. We're gonna have a command, and let's just say the command should be message, which I'm gonna be creating really quick. And let's just do that right here, I guess. And I'm gonna create a message command, so, or a function, and then I'm gonna have, let's just say, a message box. So let's just do that dot. So this is basically how you create your message box, and then you're gonna select the type of message box. So basically there are these all types or the things you can use inside this, but we're just gonna learn about AskRetryCancel and stuff. So those are some of those, and these three are some of those. So first, let's begin off by using the show things. So these three can be used to show error, to show info, or to show warning. So let's just use to show info, and then we're basically gonna have like a title if you want, because it's gonna create a new window for that. So let's just say message and message box, let's just say. And then normally whenever after this, we're just gonna have text, right? But for this, you have to use a message. So let's just do that. And then I'm gonna have a message. So let's just say, since this is an info, I'm just gonna say this is an info. And we are done with that. So, and I was almost about to forget, we have to pack our button. So let's just do that real quick, and that should be it. And we don't have to pack the message box. And let's just run this and see our output. So let's see if we get a correct output or not. And it's running. As you see, we got our button. So let's just click it and click to show message box. So I clicked it, and as you see, a new window popped up. So this is basically the title, message box. This is an info, but this is the message. So these both are how this thing works. So the title is the message box right here, and the message is right here. And the info is basically gonna say this thing. And if you want to basically exit out of this, you can just click OK, and it should be done. So that's basically how this show info thing works. Now let's try about show error. So since this is an show error, I'm just gonna say this is an error. So let's just do that, and that should be it. So let's just run this and see our output. So we got our output, and let me click this message box to see the output. And as you see, it says this is an error, and it kind of looks like real life guy. It's kind of like the real, like the documents and stuff, or to say the website. So if I click this, as you see, this is an error, and it gave us an X button since this is an error. And now let's try something called show warning. So let's just do that and show warning, and that should be it. So let's just run this and see our output. So this warning is basically going to show us a warning and stuff. So let's just click this, And that's how this thing is, and it kind of gave us the sound of that thing. So let's just exit out, and as you see, it just gave us kind of like the warning if you try it on your own and stuff, so you probably get a some kind of sound. So that's how that thing works. And then you can also use the if statements, the while true statements and stuff, so you can basically use loops and also the conditional statements. So let's begin off starting by the loops. So let's just say 1 equals 2. I know that's not. So let's just give some indentation right there, or it's gonna give us an error. So let's just move the scroll bar, and I guess that should be it. I'm just gonna click enter right there, and that should be it. And we can also create an else statement which is gonna show any stuff. So if you have one, so you can do that. And I'm just gonna delete this because I don't need it. And while loop can also be done in the same way. So you can also use for loops, and let's create a while loop. So while true, you can just display this, and it's gonna keep displaying the warning method, so or the warning thing. So let's just keep the colon since we forgot it. So let's just run this and see our output. And it probably should not exit out of this. So let me just click this. And there we go, we got an error. And like whenever I click OK, as you see, it's not letting me get out of it. So I'm gonna click OK again, and it's not letting me. So I'm just gonna kill this terminal or this console and stuff so that it's gonna disappear. And that's basically how you get rid of it. And let's just delete this since I don't need that. And now let's see something like ask, okay, or cancel and stuff. So this is basically gonna ask the user to perform specific task. So let's say ask, and these are the 5 things that are there. So these are the 5 things we can ask the user. So let's start off by ask, okay, cancel. Let's run this and see our output. So it's been a couple seconds now and we got our output. So let me just click this, and as you see, this is an error and I just forgot to change that. And as you see, this is an error, and if I click OK, it's gonna go right off it. And let's just click cancel, it's just gonna do nothing. So if you want to have an if statement to know what the user did, you can just have if true and false, something kind of like that, and that's gonna work. And then let's focus on something like ask questions. So let's just run this and see our output, and it's basically kind of like the question thing. It's gonna give us a question mark, so whenever I click this, as you see, a question mark kind of thing. This is an error, yes, okay, kind of thing. So if you have a question, you can just ask them, and that's how you can do it. And now let's go on to the next one, which is ask, retry, cancel, which is most of the time used. Like it can be used to retry and stuff. So let's just see this and see our output, and let's click that, and this is an error. It kind of gave us a warning sign. And let's just click retry right there, and you can retry and stuff. So that's how this thing works. And in real life applications and stuff, they kind of use this a lot. So now let's focus on just one more thing, and let's just see yes, no, cancel. So this is basically gonna give us if it's yes or no or cancel, and you can try out the others if you want, if they're there. I don't know if I covered all of them. And as you see, this in here, I forgot to change that. So we can click yes or no or even cancel, but this time it just basically gives 3 buttons, so that's what you can do with them. And that's how this thing works. And these message boxes are very fun to do, and they kind of like sounds real. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.